Hi friends, greetings from Dynamic Earth. In our last session, we have discussed about UGC-NET Paper 1 syllabus explanation, and that is for all arts, humanities and social science students. And now we can dive into our core UGC-NET JRF Geography paper syllabus complete explanation, and the code for geography is 80 in UGC-NET, and this syllabus and pattern is updated from 2019 onwards, and all the questions are MCQ pattern, that is multiple choice question, and there are totally 50 numbers of questions in first paper and 100 questions in second paper, and each question will carries 2 marks and totally 300 marks, out of which the cutoff plays a mark for UGC-NET and JRF. So let's enter into our syllabus, and I said there are 10 units in geography, and those 10 units are 4 units from human geography, 4 units from physical geography, and rest from human and techniques. So first unit is geomorphology, followed by climatology, oceanography, geography of environment, population and settlement geography, geography of economic activities and regional development, cultural, social and political geography, then geographic thought, then geographic techniques, and finally geography of India. So, and as per UGC norms, each unit should carries 10 questions, but that is not true in all case, and practically some unit will have more number of questions and some unit will have lesser number of questions, but that is not depends on physical geography or human geography or weightage of the syllabus. It's purely based on your luck, that's it. So at sometimes some unit will have more number of questions, and the next time that can have a lesser number of questions, so it depends. So you should not leave any unit, each and every unit and each and every topic is important. So we will have a further deep discussions in those topics detailed in our followed videos. Now we can enter into our syllabus. The first unit, geomorphology, comprises the concept and the terminologies of continental drift, plate tectonics, endogenetic and exogenetic forces that creates our Earth, then denudationnel and weathering process and also agents, then geomorphic cycles by Davis and Penck, then theories and process of slope development, and then seismicity, folding, faulting and volcanicity. It tests the formation and also the principles behind these terminologies, and then earth movements like mass movements, avalanches, etc. Then landforms occurrence, including the fluvial landforms, arid landforms, then coastal landform and also the karst landform. So you should not omit these landform formation and their stages. So that is most important. And then finally the causes of geomorphic hazards, including earthquakes, volcanoes, landslides and avalanches, etc. It is not limited to these geomorphic hazards. And then our second unit is climatology. It comprises the composition and the structure of atmosphere, then insolation, heat budget of Earth, then temperature, pressure and winds of local, regional and global scale, then atmospheric circulation, which includes air masses, fronts and upper air circulations, then cyclones and anticyclones, which includes tropical and temperate cyclones. Then there are two important climatic classification theories proposed by Köppen and Thornwitt, and you have to read both the classification, and you need to compare these classification as well. Then ENSO event, that is El Nino, La Nino, and then southern oscillation that occurs in southern Pacific Ocean, and you need to interact, correlate with that event and also the economy, and then the other climatic pattern of the whole globe. Then meteorological hazards and disaster of cyclones, thunderstorms, tornadoes, hailstorms, heat and cold waves, drought and cloudburst, then glacial lake outburst, and this is not limited to only these meteorological hazard, it also includes other meteorological hazard as well. Then climate change, evidences and the causes of climate change in the past, that is paleoclimatology. You need to know about what is paleoclimatology and what are the evidences that we can identify the paleoclimatology, like the tree rings, then carbon dating, then optical stimulated luminescence dating, and those things also included in this paleoclimatology. Then finally human impact on global climate. or these topics will cover in climatology. Then oceanographic unit it is a smaller unit, but it's a very easy and important unit in the UGC-NET JRF geography paper, and it includes relief of oceans, that is of Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, and also the Indian Ocean. Then composition, that is temperature, density, and salinity of all the major oceans in the world. And then circulations like warm and cold currents, then waves, tides, and sea level changes. You need to know about these terminologies, and also the circulations in all over the world, like the Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, and then also the Indian Ocean. Then hazards like tsunamis and cyclones that are which formed in oceans. Hazards and tsunamis are formed in oceans, so you need to know about these units in oceanography. And then geography of environment, it is a larger unit, but an easier unit, and you need to know some essential current affairs to clear this unit, like, and the components like ecosystem, like geographic classification and human ecology are the terminologies that you need to know in geography of environment unit. Then functions like trophic levels, energy flow cycles, geothermal, carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen cycles are also included in this unit. Then food chain, food web, and ecological pyramid. Then human interaction and impact. Then environmental ethics and deep ecology, and environmental hazard and disasters like global warming, urban heat island, then atmospheric pollution, water pollution, land degradation are also included in geography of environment. And a similarity is that geography of environment, if you read geography of environment well, then there was a similar unit in UGC-NET paper 1, that is people environment in first paper. So if you read this unit very well, then that 5 question also you can attend easily. So then national programs and policies for protecting the environment, then legal framework, then environmental policies by Indian government and also by United Nations, then international treaties and international programs and policies like Brundtland Commission, then Kyoto Protocol, Agenda 21, Sustainable Development Goals, and Paris Agreement are also included in Geography of Environment unit. So then the next unit is population geography and population and settlement geography, and there are two sections in this unit. One is population geography. It comprises sources of population data like census data, sample surveys, and vital statistics, and then data reliability and errors in sources of population data. And then world distribution of population, it includes the measures, patterns, and determinants of world population. So and then it has demographic transactions, and that is an important theory in population geography. Then theories of population growth by Malthus, Sadler, Ricardo, fertility and mortality analysis indices. Mortality analysis include the indices, determinants, and world pattern. And then migration, the types, causes, and consequences of models, and population composition and characteristics like age, sex, rural, urban characteristics, and occupational structure and educational levels of populations according to age, sex, and rural, urban things. And then population policies in developed and developing countries of all over the world. And then settlement geography includes rural settlement, that types, patterns, and distribution of these settlements. Then contemporary problem of rural settlement, that includes rural urban migration, land use changes, land acquisition, and transactions. Then theories of towns proposed by Gard and Chiddle, then Henry Pirani, then Lewis Mumfold. Theories of origins of towns is very important topic in settlement geography, and damn sure there will be a questions in these theories as well. Then characteristics and process of urbanization in developed and developing countries, that is the factors of urban growth, then trends of urbanization, size, structure, and the function of urban areas. Then urban systems includes the law of primate and rank size rule. And then center place theory proposed by both Christaller and Loesch. Then internal structure of the city, then models of urban land use proposed by Burgess, Harris and Ullman and Hyatt. Then concept of megacities and global cities and edge cities, and changing urban forms like peri-urban areas, rural urban fringes, then suburban and rings and satellite towns are also important concepts that you need to know in settlement geography. And simply you need to know about the terminologies which belongs to rural and urban areas. So then social segregation in cities, then urban social area analysis, manifestation of poverty in city, slum, informal sector growth, crime and social exclusion are also in settlement geography. So then geography of economic activities and regional development. This is also one of the largest unit, which comprises the sections of which comprises 5 sections, namely the economic geography, agriculture geography, industrial geography, geography of transport and trade, and finally by regional development. So first, economic geography includes the factors affecting spatial organization of economic activities, that is primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary economic activities. Then natural resources classification, distribution and associated problems, and natural resources management, and finally the world energy crisis in developed and developing countries are included in economic geography. And in agriculture geography we have land capabilities classification and land use planning, and cropping pattern, method of delineating crop combination regions by Weaver, Dewey and Rafiullah, and crop diversification, and also you need to know about crop combination as well. Crop combination and crop concentration also you need to know these 3 important formulas of crop combination, crop diversification and crop composition, crop concentration. And then one-to-one's model of land use planning is an important topic in agriculture geography that everyone should know. And the measurement and the determinants of agriculture productivity, regional variation in agriculture productivity, agriculture systems of world. There are 14 agriculture systems in the world that you should everyone should know that, and we will briefly see in our following video sessions. So then the next subheading is industrial geography, which includes classification of industries, factors of industrial location, and then theories of industrial location like proposed by Alfred Weber, then E.M. Hoover, Augustus Loch, and Alfred Trett and D.M. Smith. Then world industrial region and clusters, then impact of globalization and on manufacturing sector in less developed countries, tourism industries, and world distribution and growth of information and communication technology, that is ICT, and knowledge production, that is education, and R&D, that is research and development industries. Then geography of transport and trade includes the theories and models of spatial interaction put forward by Edward Ullman and M.E. Hertz. Then measures and indices of connectivity and accessibility. There are different formulas that you should understand in the transport and trade. Then there are few spatial models, spatial flow models are there. That is gravity model and its variants you need to understand. Then World Trade Organization, how it is formed and how it works. Then globalization and liberalization of and the world trade patterns. Then problems and prospects, inter and intra-regional cooperation and trade. And then regional development topic covers the topology of regions, then formal and fictional regions, then theories of regional development put forward by Albert O. Hirschman and Gunnar Medal and John Feidman. Then dependency theory of underdevelopment, then global economical blocks, and finally the regional development and the social movements of India are also included in regional development unit. And you should also focus on the Panchayat Raj system and 71th and 72 and 73rd amendment of Indian Constitution Act are also are very important in regional development. So the next unit is cultural, social and political geography, and this unit has two subheading, that is cultural and social geography, and then political geography, two important subheadings in this unit. And the cultural and social geography includes the concepts like culture, cultural complexes, areas and region, then cultural heritage, cultural ecology, cultural convergence, social structure and processes, social well-being and quality of life, social exclusion, then spatial distribution of social groups in India like tribe, caste, religion and language distribution all over the India, and then environment and human health, and then importantly disease ecology and nutritional status, that is etiological conditions, classification and spatial and seasonal distribution patterns with spatial reference to restricted to India. Then finally healthcare planning and policies in India, then medical tourism in India. And you all know Chennai is a medical capital of India, so there are different tourism types. One of the type is medical tourism. So you should understand all these concepts and terminologies in these units. So then political geography, it is not bounded up to only to India, it is bounded to the whole, all over the world. And you need to understand the concept like boundaries and frontiers with spatial reference to India. And then heartland and rimland theory are the two major political geographical theories. And then trends and developments in political geography, then geography of federalism, electoral reforms in India, then determinant of electoral behavior, and geopolitics of climate change, geopolitics of world resources, then geopolitics of Indian Ocean. And there are many clutch points in the Indian Ocean that you need to know. And then regional organization of cooperation like SAARC, Asian, OPEC, European Union, then also United Nations. So you should know all these organizations. Then neopolitics of world and natural resources are the final topic in political geography. And geographical thought, as most of the students find that this is the toughest unit, but I can say this is one of the easiest unit that you can secure high marks and full marks from geographical thought. We can see and smart how you can easily understand geographical thought in further videos. So geographic thought comprises the contribution of Greek, Roman, Arab, Chinese and Indian scholars, ancient Indian scholars. Then contribution of important geographers like Bernardus Verenius, then Immanuel Kant, Alexander von Humboldt, Karl Ritter, then Scheffer and Hartshorne. Then impact of Darwinian theory in geographical thought, and contemporary trends in Indian geography like cartographic, thematic and methodological contribution trends in Indian geography, and major geographic traditions like earth science, man-environmental relationship, area studies and spatial analysis. And there are some dualisms in geographic studies, which includes physical versus human geography, then regional versus systematic geography, qualitative versus quantitative geography, ideographic versus nomadic geography are the important dualisms that you need to understand. Then finally geographical thought have a paradigm concepts like paradigm shift and perspectives in geography like positivism, behavioralism, humanism, structuralism, feminism and postmodernism are the important topics that you should study in geographical thought. I personally suggest some books that I will share with you later, and it is I think Majid Hussain book, which will be useful to understand easier the geographical thought. So then the next unit is geographical techniques, and it is the large unit, and it has many sub themes that you should understand, and it is practically you have to work in your masters and your research career. So this geographical techniques includes the sources of geographic information and the data, that is spatial and non-spatial data. Then types of maps, which include the techniques of map making like choropleth, isometric, isarithmetic, then dasymetric, chorochromatic flow maps. Then data representation on maps includes the pie diagram, bar diagram, then line diagram, And GIS database includes the raster and vector data formats and attribute data formats. And functions of GIS like conversion, editing, and analysis. At first, you need to know about the basis of GIS, remote sensing, GNSS, and those things you need to understand. Then it will be easier. Then digital elevation models, DEM. There are various DEM and satellite images are also there. So you have to understand all the. You have to read all the satellites which are used for Earth observation, climatic observation satellites also you need to understand. Then georeferencing, the coordinate systems and the map projections and datum are important topics in geographical techniques. Then GIS applications like thematic cartography, spatial decision support system, and the basis of remote sensing like electromagnetic spectrum, sensors and platform, resolution and types, and elements of air photo, satellite image interpretation, and photogrammetry is also important in geographical techniques. And there are types of aerial photograph, then digital image processing like image pre-processing and post-processing, like atmospheric correction and geometric corrections, and those developments in remote sensing technologies, and big data sharing and its applications in natural resources and management in India, and GPS components like space, ground control, and receiver segments and applications of measures of central tendency. These things will come under statistics part. Then dispersion and inequalities, then sampling procedures and hypothesis testing like chi-square test, t-test, ANOVA test, and finally the geographical techniques unit will end up with time series analysis, correlation, and regression analysis. And it also includes measures of indices, then making indicators, scale factors, then computation of composite index, principal component analysis, and cluster analysis. Morphometric analysis and includes the ordering of streams, bifurcation ratio, and these are all morphometric analysis parts. Drainage density, drainage frequency. There are more number of morphometric parameters like basin circularity ratio, form factor, profile slope analysis, clinographic curve, hypsographic curve, and altimetric frequency graph are important topics in geographical techniques. And final unit is Geography of India, which comprises the topics like major physiographic regions and their characteristics, and the drainage system, in which includes Himalayan drainage system and peninsular drainage system, and the climate, seasonal weather characteristics, climatic divisions, and Indian monsoon, which is mechanism and characteristics. Then jet streams and Himalayan cryosphere types and the distribution of natural resources like soil, vegetation, water, minerals, and marine resources. Population characteristics like spatial pattern of distribution, then growth and composition, like rural, urban, age, sex, occupational, educational, ethnic, and regional groups, and the determinants of population like population policies in India are also important topics in geography of India. Then agriculture, production, productivity, yield, and major food crops of India that you need to know regionally and state-wise. Then major crop regions, regional variation in agriculture development, environmental technologies, and institutional factors affecting Indian agriculture. Then agroclimatic zones of India. Then Green Revolutionary Act of India. Then food security and right to food, and industrial development since independence, and industrial regions and their characteristics, industrial policies in India. And finally, development and patterns of transport networks, railways, roadways, waterways, airways, and pipelines with special reference to India. And internal and external trend composition and directions, regional development planning in India, globalization and its impact on Indian economy, and natural disaster in India like earthquake, drought, flood, cyclone, tsunami, Himalayan highland hazards and disaster. And simple tips to read Geography of India is, if you are reading all the 9 units and with special reference to India, if you have studied, and then you no need to study a separate unit called Geography of India. All the units, but with the special reference to India, will cover this unit. And that's it. Just be connected with our channel. So thank you, and all the best for your future. Just subscribe our channel for further videos. And if you have any queries, just mail to us. Thank you.